From Lovelali, and today I'm going to continue the discussion. Oh, I've got the spinning circle. Are we actually live? Okay, I'll just start again just in case. I got the spinning circle, so I'm not sure if I actually went live. It's Linda Emsley here from Lovelali, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about the Healy. So I'm up to, it's about, I think, week 6 of working with this little device, and it's starting to get exciting. I'm still feeling good. I'm still noticing change in my 3 big areas of it was mood, it was energy, and goodness me, I think I should have put memory on there, shouldn't I? Mood, energy, and pain. How could I have forgotten pain? Perhaps Healy is working. Um, so I've been feeling reasonably good. I've got a house full of visitors at the moment, and it's the new moon, and the new moon has this kind of energy that, for me personally, brings me right down to the earth and really makes me turn within. It really slows things down for me, and I've also noticed that it has a tendency to make some of my pain areas really flare up. So what I'm noticing with the new moon this time around is that energy of turning within is a lot softer, and the need to be resting heavily on the earth isn't quite as solid as it has been in the past. Some of the pain for me did flare up in the days leading into the new moon, and that's not unusual. The good thing is it was short lived. So instead of having maybe 3 days of being in quite intense pain, it was only a day. And that might sound pretty horrible to some of you, but for me, that was pretty good actually. So today, on the day of the new moon, I'm actually feeling quite, I'd like to say buoyant, but buoyant's not quite the right word. There's a part of inside of me that's feeling buoyant, and the rest of me is still, the outer shell of me, I guess, is feeling that energy of the new moon, that need to be sitting in stillness and to be just absorbing the energy of the earth. So that's kind of how I'm feeling. What I've been doing differently this week is I've moved really off script from the protocol for fibromyalgia. I've steadily worked my way through that, and I've noticed incremental change, which I've reported each week. So this week I've really started working with the resonance ability of this device. So when I purchased Healy, there were a number of options of what you could purchase, and I went for the top of the range option purely for the fact that it was a very good price. It had a 2 week money back guarantee, so I could really test it out and see if I liked it. But also, the top of the range model was offering the resonance ability, and what this does is resonance has the capacity to actually scan your energy field in real time and indicate what areas of imbalance are showing for you, and to make recommendations about which of the Healy programs would be most effective at correcting that imbalance for you and to bring your body and your energy back into alignment. Which is, yeah, that I love that idea. This whole idea of working in the subtle body, in the energy. As a Reiki practitioner, that's an area that is quite familiar and quite comfortable, and to be brought into contact with a device that can act like a bit of a roadmap for you, I thought, well, I'm going to check this one out. So I finally took the step of actually working with the resonance capability of this particular device. And over and above the Healy programs that are provided on there, it also has a number of other vibrational medicines that have had their frequencies included in the programs that you can access. So there's a whole range of things, and just off the top of my head, there's things like there's bark flower remedies, there's the Australian bushflower essences, there's Schussler tissue salts, there's amino acids, there's materia medica, there's Alaskan gym elixirs, and there are a couple of others that I just can't think of at the moment. And of course, there's the chakras. You can scan your chakras with this, and you can scan your aura with this, which is really, really interesting. So I've been having a play with them, and I took the opportunity this week to actually work my way through each of these additional, what would you call them? I guess a bundle of programs that are available through the resonance capability, and look to see, what I had the highest level of resonance with, to see what my energy field was calling for. And the interesting thing was, there was a tissue salt that came up for me, which supports the process of detox and wound healing in skin. And skin has actually been something that's come up for me quite a bit recently too. So I've been really mindful about how I can minimize the sun damage and perhaps address some of the sun damage that my poor old skin has suffered as someone who's lived in the tropics for a very long time. So that was interesting. And amino acids came up with a very high score for me this week too. So, vitamin C was at the top of the list. So I've been working with vitamin C just as a resonance rather than actually taking a vitamin C tablet. So that's been interesting for me. What I'm noticing, I guess, generally overall, my well-being has stayed at that really uplifted level. I still feel like I'm getting steady improvement over time. The interesting thing came when I was actually doing the scan, like doing that resonance scan. It's a bit like, when you actually go to see another healer and they might be doing your intake, and they're actually just assessing what's presenting for them as you speak. So it kind of feels a little bit like that, like you're being scanned by an energy healer. But when it came to the amino acids scan, I really felt like, the image that came to mind was somebody riffling through drawers and pulling things out and going, oh yes, that one, put that aside, and riffling through the drawers. It really felt like that's what was going on through my energy body. It was quite a thorough and intense kind of scan. So that was really interesting. And then actually receiving the vibrations, I particularly felt the amino acid vibration come through. And I felt that in a lessening of that feeling of inflammation, particularly in the neck and shoulders, as I was receiving it. And that is something that stayed with me throughout the day. So that was a really beautiful experience. So I'm continuing to explore the resonance capability of my Healy, this little amazing device. And I've also been working with my husband on it. He's been feeling like he's had a scratchy throat and a little bit concerned he might be coming down with a cold. So I have actually been, I did a scan on him and worked with the Healy programs that it recommended for him. And over the last couple of days, have been working more intensely just using the immune system specifically for him, because we are getting on a plane on Friday, and come hell or high water, we are getting on that plane. Nobody is turning up to the airport with a cold in this family to be told you can't get on the plane. So thank you, Healy, for giving me another tool over and above vitamin C and zinc to stave off the threat of colds. It seems to be working. He was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning, so fingers crossed. Anyway, that's my wrap-up for Healy this week. I am really mind blown by its capability, particularly in relation to, I'll just share this quickly with you. I did a chakra scan earlier, and I was able to change the focus statement to reflect an issue that I have actually been working on myself for a wee while. And one of the results that came up was a negative. And I thought, well, that's really interesting. And I checked in, with the people in the know about, look, I've received this negative score against one of my chakras. What does that mean? And it turns out that this is, it's a concept that hasn't quite got into the energy field yet. So it's something that is sort of out there, but it hasn't made its way into my field yet. And I just find that really mind-blowing. It's like, wow, this device can pick up not only what's going on in that energy field, but what is potentially coming in. So as you expand your thoughts and awareness, what's potentially coming out or coming in to either create harmony or imbalance, or to create new learnings for you, it's really impressive. So from the resonance capability, I really see this as being, it's like a roadmap, it can really pinpoint areas for you to be aware of and to work with deep mindful intention. Okay, that's my wrap up for this week. I'm Linda Emsley from Love Lali. This has been week 6 with Healy, and I'm still noticing change and improvement. My general overall health and well-being, I think, is improving still. I feel good. I feel good in spite of a number of things that normally would probably make me feel a bit yuck. So having a house full of people, dealing with the new moon energy, and just having a husband who feels like he's coming down with a cold just when we're about to get on a plane. These sort of things would make me a little bit unsettled, but I'm managing very well. Thanks for your time, and I hope to tune in very briefly with you next week. I will actually be in Queensland with a big family catch-up, so it might not happen, but fingers crossed, I'll find the time and I'll let you know how it's going. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you then. Bye now.